You travel around for work quite a bit.
Yeah.
Does being in a new environment influence your creative choices?
Um, no, I probably second to storytelling. The other thing I love is traveling. So
Yeah.
anytime I get to a new place, I'm just an excited kid. I'm like, oh, all right, maybe I can go and explore this place before they call me onto set. Or yeah.
How many places have you been through work that you've been able to go to?
Just through work, it's been China and then mostly in Sydney. Was it two? Yeah, it must have been 2 years ago now. I went down to Canberra to film a feature film. So I was there for 2 weeks as well. Yeah.
Yep. Because I saw you just did one with Brooke and Tristan in China, didn't you?
No,
No? Oh, lovely.
I haven't worked with Brooke and Tristan in China. The one that I did
Oh,
was
okay.
the beginning of the year, and um, that was in sort of like Galston, which is like the top part of Greater Sydney.
Ah, see, I'm getting lost in all these verticals.
Yeah, there's so many.
So many. Okay. Um, what's more challenging for you? And this can be both theatre and film. What's more challenging for you? Delivering subtle emotion in a quiet scene or sustaining high energy during action or dramatic scenes?
Oh, uh, oh, that's it's a good question. I, I I don't think it's either or. I think it's sort of the demands of the um, particular role, really. Yeah, and sort of how I am on the day can have a lot to do with it as well. You know, sometimes you're raring to go, and you know the energy drink has hit at the perfect time, and you're ready to hit that long monologue that's full of expletives and lots of shouting, and uh, other times, you know, you've got a quiet scene between two characters, and you just for whatever reason can't hit the right moments in the right order. So, um, yeah, it's. I had the feature film I was working on. I had a funny example of that where we were shooting one particular scene, and I was really struggling. I misunderstood the director and went off in another direction. And by the time we got back on track, I was tapped out, but we still had to go for it. So that was a long challenging day for me. And then the next time I was on set, I was firing on all cylinders, and it was a very similar scene, but I was raring to go. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's not really a clear answer there. Sorry.
No, I think the clear answer there was depending on the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. If you could revisit any character you've played and perform it again with everything you know now, would you? And who would it be?
Ooh. Um, there's a couple of answers to that. Um, I guess I'm trying to think. So when we did Hamlet in drama school, because we did a night of Hamlet and a Midsummer Night's Dream, so both texts were cut down to an hour, so we didn't, you know, kill the audience with the amount of performance time. But Hamlet is a 4 hour play, so I got to do a quarter of that.
Yeah.
And I was sharing the role, so really I only got to do an eighth of Hamlet. So I still
Um,
have five monologues somehow. But I think from an artistic point of view, Hamlet's something that's always felt a little unfinished to
yeah.
me. But then in terms of verticals, I would love to explore someone like Draven again from Vampire's Forbidden Kiss. There was a lot in that, and I felt like um, I was very happy with my performance, but I would have liked I don't know, maybe like a Draven spin-off or something so that I could just
Mm.
explore it in more depth.
Yeah, tell the story a bit more. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. What are some challenges you face on set that others outside the field might not recognize?
I think the waiting, if you're not in the industry, is the biggest thing. You know, the sort of common phrase you hear on sets is "hurry up and wait." You know,
Okay,
um,
hurry up and wait. Both kind of.
yes, yeah, yeah. Hugh Jackman had a great quote where he said, "They don't pay me to act; they pay me to wait."
Mm.
I think my record is I've been on set and I've waited 10 hours before I got to start filming my scenes.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously
I have
that's
heard
not
that.
yeah, that's not the norm.
No.
And obviously everyone's doing the best that they can, so it's not a slight on anyone. But yeah, the waiting can be challenging, especially if you know you've got a really difficult or long scene that you've got to do. Um, you know, I think I prefer just sort of ripping off the band-aid and getting it done.
Yeah, or like not turning up, like not having to be there the entire day and then come in a little bit later, maybe. Or like I can see there are benefits for being
Yeah,
there throughout the day, but
yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I definitely would prefer a later call time and then coming in and doing my thing and going out. The waiting on set can be a bit rough.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. How do you make similar roles feel unique?
Um, Good question. Um, I do tend to play a lot of villains, so I think that comes back to the backstory and just identifying the unique set of circumstances that led every character to where they are. And sometimes it's just there is no clues on the backstory, and you get freedom to make it up as you go along. But you usually find something in there that you can latch onto and start to build things out um, from there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If you could star in a vertical that you would class as your perfect storyline, what would it be?
Let's go back to my previous answer. I'd say Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
I played Heathcliff before, and to be able to get to do that again on film in a different medium would be amazing.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good. All right. What is the most valuable lesson you've learned from working in the industry?
Uh, don't be a dick. Uh,
Good advice.
yeah. There's something to be said, especially for what I was talking about before, where um, being on set sometimes can be really challenging mentally because you're just sitting there with nothing to do, waiting to go and do the thing that you were really excited about. And I kind of, I guess, make it a bit of a personal mission of mine to just make the set atmosphere as light and fun as possible
Yeah.
within reason.
Yeah. No, that definitely helps everybody, I think. So yeah, no, that's good. Okay. Since you played a lot of villain roles, how do you navigate playing a character when you don't agree with their motives?
Um, I think just understanding that everybody, it doesn't matter who they are, has their own justification for why they're doing things. And um, part of that comes up to who they are, how they were raised, what their formative experiences were. Some of that is innate. And you, you, I guess for me, I have to kind of make it make sense. Even if I don't agree with it, as long as I understand it, then I'm golden.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. Is there anything you want anybody to know about you or your work?
Um, uh, I'm gonna steal another quote, but from Charlie Chaplin. If you want to know who I am, go and watch my work.
Yep,
Which
that's fair.
I feel like I feel like is a bit of a tricky one given the morally compromised characters that I play. But yeah, I try to bring a level of sincerity to everything that I do. So yeah, I still stand by that.
Well, that would definitely get them to know the characters you build.
Yeah,
So,
and how I approach my work.
yeah, yeah. Okay. The vertical format is evolving rapidly. What changes do you hope to see over the next few years?
I feel like this is a common answer, but just a wider variety of scripts, more time for the script to be developed, um, potentially even the possibility of at least a day's rehearsal with the script, going through it and dissecting it and breaking it down with the team, with the director before you get onto set, because it's such a fast-paced environment. Having that um, uh, period of exploration beforehand, I think could yield a lot of benefit to the actors.
Yeah, I've always said I think every vertical would benefit from a table read.
Well, we usually do have a table read. Pretty much every vertical that I've has a table read. A table read is good because you do get to hear things, you do get notes from the director, but I'm in my head, I guess, in the ideal circumstance, at least just a day to stand up with the script. Even you don't have to have the lines down, but you walk through the scene, you block it, you try things, and get to experiment and play.
Yeah. Well, you've been lucky to have a table read. A lot of people I speak to don't get them that often. So,
Really?
yeah.
Wow. I think, oh, not everyone. There's been some that I've had to jump into, but for the most part, yeah. I've been very lucky then getting the table reads.
Yeah, I was speaking to Ashley Michelle Grant yesterday, and she said maybe 30% of hers have had table reads. So,
Wow. Yeah,
yeah.
I'd probably say maybe 80. So maybe I'm in the minority then, and I'm just really lucky. So fingers crossed that luck
Yeah,
continues.
it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, what does a good day on set look like for you?
Um, there isn't a lot of waiting. You you come in, everyone's ready to go, everyone's on it, and you I don't want to say power through it, but you sort of you hit the ground running and you build up a level of momentum. The first AD walks around at lunch and says, "Good news, guys, we're 15 minutes ahead of schedule," and everyone takes a collective sigh of relief, and then we go back and we have some fun.
Yeah. Oh, good, good. Okay. If you could revisit one of your characters, or sorry, if you could swap with one of your characters for 24 hours just for fun, who would it be?
Uh, I feel like this is an easy one because a lot of my characters are such bastards. Oliver Beaumont from um, the Cinderella's Royal Secret. Um, he's, you know, a rich playboy, bit of an iconoclast, doesn't really care what anyone thinks, and gets to do whatever he wants. Who wouldn't
Yeah,
want that? Yeah.
that's true. Especially the rich part.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you stay authentic and present on set with all the distractions like camera, crew, and time pressure?
Um, I usually like to crack a lot of jokes. Just try and be silly, and then connect with uh, whoever it is that I'm working with. Um, yeah, if I can just lock in on the other actor, then all of that, everything else, um, it kind of the volume switch just gets turned down a little bit, and you can lock in then.
Yeah. Okay. What is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you on set?
Funniest thing that has ever happened to me on set. God. Um, this is a bit of a you had to be there story, but uh, this was middle of the night in China. Myself, Kaylin, and Eric were, we'd be working all day long, so we were a little bit delirious, and it was, I don't know, maybe midnight or something. And we were told to get into a car and go to the next location. And we were then taken to the green room where the costume team picked up a whole lot of clothes, and we just didn't know what was going on. And I guess because of the delirium, we were all just uncontrollably laughing. We just couldn't stop the entire car ride. So that's definitely a fond memory that I have, and something that I can still chuckle about. We eventually found our spot, and they'd set up this beautiful set for us to go, but we just had no idea what was happening, and we were sort of so tired. We were like, okay, whatever's happening. Wherever we're going, we're going. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll just go with it and we'll end
Yeah,
up somewhere.
exactly.
Okay. What do you think makes a performance unforgettable?
Mm. There's there's so many different things, but I think when someone is so dialed in to their character that just a hush falls over um, the the entire set, and everyone's just locked on that one performance. Jessica Homland, who I was lucky enough to work with on My Husband is an American Hero, that's coming out sometime soon. She played the primary antagonist in that and was just incredible. She uh, was so locked into this performative psychotic villain that every time it was her take, she just let loose, and it was amazing to watch. Another example is this beautiful actor I know, Martin Cohen. We did a short film together, and I'll never forget this. It's this dialogue scene around a dinner table. The whole premise of the film, it's called Lifeboat, is that you've got a bunch of survivors in a nuclear bunker. There's been a nuclear holocaust, and where the characters are unsure whether there are any other human survivors. So it's just them at this dining room table having this nice dinner, trying to preserve some level of humanity. And I come in with the news that something has gone wrong with one of our survival systems, and everyone starts infighting. Martin's character calls for quiet. He snaps and delivers this amazing monologue about the power of the human spirit and about our responsibility as humans to build a level of connection with each other. And originally, the director wanted to cut away to the other characters, like hearing it and letting it affect them. But the monologue was just so incredible that the director just like nudged the cinematographer, and they just did this really slow push in through his like 1 minute, 2 minute monologue. And everyone else was locked into that as well. So
That's very cool.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I do like that. It's more um I don't want to use intimate might not be the right word, but it's powerful.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool. All right. Is there certain roles you feel less confident doing?
Um, yes. And I think it's because you get a lot of practice in certain wheelhouses because that's how people see you. And then um, stepping outside of that to a role that's um, new or fresh or at a different angle um, can be challenging. For whatever reason, sometimes you're unlucky enough to get a script, you book the role and you read the script, and for some reason you just don't connect with the character. And if you're a actor like myself, you're looking for your next job. That's sometimes the luck of the draw, but most of the time, you usually find a way in. It just takes a little more work.
Yeah. I have one more question. How do you handle moments when you're on a scene that doesn't go the way you envisioned?
Um, I think with grace is the only way you can really do it. You may have a certain idea of how you'd like something to go, and for whatever reason, the director's decision, another actor's choice, um, the scene goes somewhere else, and sometimes you have to just step back and go, I'm just one cog in this machine. Um, yeah, it's something that I've struggled with in the past, and just learning to let go is something that I've had to work on.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for taking the time to have this interview with me today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Um,
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to chat. You asked some really thought-provoking and challenging questions.
Oh, good. Thank you for that feedback. It's good to know that they are thought-provoking. So that's good. All right. Well, I will talk to you again very, very soon, and I hope
Yeah,
you enjoy the rest of your day.
thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye.